You ever see something that just stops you in your tracks? Something that makes you realize you never really know who you're dealing with. If you stay with me till the end, I promise this story will change how you see people, forever. So hit that like button, subscribe if you love stories that hit hard and stay with you, because this one's about a single dad, a war hero, and a moment that no one in that diner would ever forget. It was a rainy afternoon in a small town off Route 67, one of those places where the smell of coffee and bacon grease clings to the walls and the waitress knows everyone's order before they sit down. Mark Turner sat at the corner booth, his 7-year-old daughter Lily coloring in a worn-out sketchbook. Mark wasn't the kind of man who wanted attention. He'd been through enough of that overseas, in places he didn't like to talk about. To everyone here, he was just the quiet single dad, who worked odd jobs and tipped well. But under the long sleeve of his faded flannel, ink peeked through, a small black dagger and wings tattooed just above his wrist. Most people never noticed it. But for those who knew, that mark meant one thing: Delta Force. The elite of the elite. Mark never bragged. He didn't need to. The memories were enough. Across the diner, 3 young men in their 20s swaggered in, loud and careless. They laughed too hard, talked too big, like they were trying to prove something. One of them, big guy, varsity jacket, the kind who thought the world owed him respect, noticed Mark sitting alone with his daughter. Maybe it was the way Mark's clothes looked a little too worn, or maybe bullies just have a sixth sense for finding quiet people to pick on. They sat a few booths away, tossing crude comments back and forth, making fun of Mark's appearance, his old boots, his quietness. Mark ignored them. He was used to noise. Lily, though, looked up, confused. "Daddy," she whispered, "why are they laughing at you?" Mark smiled gently. "It's okay, sweetheart. Sometimes people laugh when they don't understand something." But the bullies didn't stop. One of them, the loudest, decided to make a scene. He walked over, coffee mug in hand, pretending to stumble. The mug tipped, spilling steaming liquid across Mark's table, onto his sketchbook, his arm, Lily's drawing. "Oh, man," the bully smirked, "didn't see you there, hero." The diner went silent. You could hear the hum of the old refrigerator. Mark stood slowly, grabbed a napkin, and began wiping Lily's sketchbook. He didn't say a word. But when he reached to wipe the table, his sleeve slipped down, exposing that tattoo. The bully noticed it, scoffed. "What's that supposed to be, huh? Some fake tough guy ink?" The other customers looked uneasy now. One old trucker in the corner squinted, his eyes widening as he saw the mark. He muttered something under his breath, something like, "Oh, hell." The bully pushed again. "You think that tattoo makes you somebody? You're just some broke single dad sittin' in a diner." And then he slapped him. A sharp, echoing sound that froze everyone in place. Lily gasped. Tears filled her eyes. Mark didn't move. He didn't even blink. He looked down at his daughter, took a deep breath, and said softly, "Sweetheart, close your eyes for a second." And then, in one motion so quick no one even saw it coming, Mark shifted his weight, caught the bully's wrist midair as he tried to shove him again, twisted, and in less than a second the man was on the ground, arm locked, face pressed into the tile. The other two froze, eyes wide. "Stop," Mark said quietly, voice steady as stone. "You're done. No shouting, no anger. Just control, the kind that comes from someone who's seen too much to ever lose it." He released the man and stood up. The bully stumbled back, red-faced and shaking. The trucker in the corner finally spoke. "Son, you just picked a fight with a Delta Force legend." The room fell silent again. Even the waitress put down her coffee pot. The bully's mouth fell open. He looked at the tattoo again, then at Mark, and saw it now, the calm behind his eyes, the way he carried himself, like every inch of him was trained for peace but built for war. I didn't know," the bully stammered. Mark just nodded. "That's the thing, you never do." He turned back to Lily, picked up her sketchbook, still damp, and smiled softly. "Come on, sweetheart. Let's get you some pancakes to go." They walked out together, hand in hand. No more words. Just quiet respect from everyone who watched them leave. After they were gone, the waitress whispered, "He's the guy they talk about. The one who saved that convoy in Kandahar, the one they said didn't make it out." The trucker nodded. "Yeah, he made it out. He just chose not to talk about it." Outside, the rain had stopped. Mark lifted Lily into his truck, her little hands clutching the half-dried sketchbook. "Daddy," she said, "you didn't get mad." He smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stay calm." That night, when Lily went to bed, Mark opened an old wooden box. Inside were medals, ribbons, and a folded American flag. He looked at them for a long while, then closed the box again and whispered, "Still fighting, just in a different way now." And that's what this story is about, not the fight, but the strength it takes not to fight. About being the kind of person who carries pain, pride, and peace, all at once. So if this story moved you, hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more stories that remind us that heroes don't always wear uniforms anymore. Sometimes they're just dads, sitting quietly in a diner, trying to give their kids a better life. Because respect isn't about fear. It's about knowing who you're talking to, and remembering that sometimes, the quietest people have lived the loudest lives.